Aggregate functions in SQL statements. In this lesson, I will show you how to include aggregate functions in SQL statements. As the name implies, aggregate means a combination of an element. These functions are count, min, max, arith, and sum. Please note that the functions are most often used with group by statement. I will demonstrate this in this video, so let's get to it. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps making these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for your continued support. Let's get started. Alright, I'm going to open up my SQL management right here. And going to show you the aggregate functions in SQL. And these statements can be applied to the MS Access as well. Whatever I do here, it can be done in the Access. Now I choose to use this because it's easy for me. Alright, because it's easy for me. So I'm gonna select that database. Let's see what I can do here. Let's take a look at this together. I'm looking for products, work order. Yeah, what is this? Vendor ID. Okay, here's an order. Okay, so we can use orders to demonstrate the aggregate functions. Purchasing. Okay, purchase order. All right. So these are the things that I want to talk about is the aggregate functions, and they are minimum function, max. What else? What do they have? Count. These are all aggregate functions. Sum, average. I think it's G. So these are the functions. All right. Now before I start showing you what they are, I want to briefly tell you about the group by, because these functions, we cannot talk about these functions without having to talk about group by. All right. In order to use these functions, many times, not always, but 95% of the times, you will have to use group by clause in your SQL statement. All right. And also the group by, there is a cousin of it. It's called distinct. All right, it's called distinct. So I'm gonna say group by versus distinct, and I'm not gonna get into the details of these guys, other than group by and distinct produces the same function, the same result. But one performs better than the other. Meaning, if you have millions of records, which one would you use, right? Well, if I code, all right, if I code and 95 99% of my SQL statement, I only use group by. Alright, and I try not to mess with the distinct. Although they perform they produce the same result, I try to not use the distinct, just because distinct tends to bog down the performance very little. Alright, when you get up to 1 million or so records. Alright, and if you work with tables with less than 1 million, then it's okay to use distinct. However, in that, if your query is long and complex, then even 500,000 would be affected. All right, so even 500,000 using distinct with complex SQL statement would still hinder the performance. And that's why I try to I avoid using it. All right, and there's a big debate with the group by and versus the distinct amongst the SQL professionals, and I stay in the middle, and I don't go, I'm not for or against anyone out there. But when I know one is better than the other in performance, then I just stick with that. There's no need to, there's no need to debate, because debate takes you nowhere. All right, and that's my attitude towards debating. All right, when I know one thing is better, then there's no need to do the other, and that's all it is. All right, just because they both produce the same result. All right. In addition, if you were to use these functions, 99% of the time you're gonna have to use this group by anyways, right? So why talk about the distinct? Okay, and that's where I'm gonna stop that conversation right there. So now let's get back to our aggregate functions. In a nutshell, this is pretty straightforward. All right, this is pretty straightforward. The minimum gets you the smallest items, all right, or smallest, whatever it is. If it's a string, it would be A, all right, and maximum, if it's string, it would be Z, all right, and count here is just counting the number of whatever you're trying to count, all right, and the sum, as the function imply, it just add all those guys together, and this one adds those guys together divided by the number of that guy. So these are the simple functions that you can use. So let's demonstrate that. Select let's see, from purchasing purchase header. Let's go to the header. This is the same as the CMS that we've been working. The order, all right, see how they didn't use just the order, they used order header. All right, so but this is a smart way. We should have done something similar to that, but anyways, nevertheless, let's see what they are here, and then we're gonna go one by one. All right, those are the orders. Those are the orders in this table. All right, so what if we want to know the numbers? Let's see how many orders there are in certain year. All right, in certain year, where order date now year, this is a year function. You just do like that, equals, and I'm looking at 2011 right here off the bat. Right here I see the year. I just do like that. This would return all the orders for 2011. All right, now if you want to know the earliest date for this year that the order was made. You can do this. Order date as earliest order. That would be the earliest order for 2001. You can get a little fancy here, 2011. But you wouldn't do that. You know why? You just supply the parameter to there and say that. How about adding more? How about maximum order date, for instance, latest order. You see that? See there? So the earliest date in 2000 was in April 16, and the latest one is in December 15. You can do like that. You see how that works now? And then you can say, hey, how about the average of the sales? All right, there is a subtotal, I think. Yeah, subtotal. And you can wrap this guy around and say average as average average sale for this year. All right, these are the average sale for that year. You see that? How about the total sales? So this is pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's not rocket science. All right, but this is how you would do that. All right, this is how you would do that as total sales. See there? And that's how you would do that. Now, let me take a look at this again. Here, I'm going to copy this. Actually, I'm going to copy that. I want to see something else in here. Select all. I want to see. I noticed there is. Oh yeah, employee here. Can I? So now let's see if I can join employee together in the join people person on, you know what, B employee entity ID equals a business. Nope. Employee ID. Is there anything in there? I want to see something in there. Oh, there's some. Good. So now I can say right here, I can say first name, B, first name. Actually, I can do this. I can do that. Plus B, last name, as employee. So now I can look at the employees that made these orders. Alright, I can even add the ID number in here. Employee ID. And I'm going to show you why I did this. Alright, so this is what you do. Alright, now I am going to grab this guy, copy, and put it in here. See how fancy I can get now. Alright, and now I'm going to grab this guy and paste it in here, and you will see why. Now To do this without the group by, it will bark at you. Alright, let's do that. Let me show you, it will bark at you. See there? It said, hey, wait a minute, you asked me to use the aggregate functions, but what do you mean about that first name, last name, and on and on? Alright, why do you do that, for instance? Alright, so in order to say, hey, I just want these functions, these aggregate functions for basically this is what it says, for these people, and then this add right here, let's take that out. Name there. So the group by, you would have to list all the items that you want to group by. Alright, well, we'll see here, these are the group by items because they're not used in the function. They're not used in the function. They are not used in the aggregate functions. That means this would be the column list. Alright, and we'll see the column list. There are three items: ID, first name, and last name. ID, first name, and last name. That's how you group by. So anytime you use a group by, you have to use the column list. Alright, column list means the select list without the aggregate functions. Okay, now I can just grab this guy and produce the result. You see, now I can say, oh, okay, I see Sheila Wood sold the first time she sold an order or made an order was this date, and the latest one that she did was for this date, and the average sales for 2021, and the total sales are this. So that's how you use these functions. That's how you use these functions. You see there, and that's pretty much how you would use it on any table. All right. Now, like I said, you are not limited to use just on a date. You can use this on the person as well. If you use it on the name, for instance, right, on the name, then I can do like this. I can say select. Well, I'm not going to get into that. That's future. That's a sub-query. I was going to do that. I guess you could do it there. I can show you what the sub-query is, I guess. Yeah, we can do that. So this is just a little more advanced, okay? So if you wanted to find out, okay, what is the smallest name, or the, yeah, I guess the smallest name for this guy, you can do this. Alright, and then I'm going to wrap around this guy from. Now when you do that, this inner query, we call that a sub-query, because this is a query selecting from a query, and inside inner query here we call this sub-query. Alright, there are many usage to do this. Okay, so, and as you program, you're gonna start looking at, okay, what can you do here? You could sum bunch of stuff in here and then bring it out based on whatever it is. All right, but right here I'm going to show you briefly the easiest way. I'm going to give this guy an alias. Sales 2011. The reason why I said sales 2011 because I query in here. All right, and now I can use sales 2011. You see that, an alias. Now what do I want? I want to know the smallest number on the ID, for instance, and then I can say min. I'm just demonstrating to you that min, or this function, you can put this function on any column. All right, and if you notice, You know what? I'm gonna grab this inside here. Copy that. Push this guy down a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. So if you notice, that is the smallest one in there. You see there? That is the smallest number. You see? All I'm saying is that, hey, I want the smallest number. Excuse me. I want the smallest number for this employee on the employee ID. And if you want to get the max, you can do this. It's the same thing. All right. I'm going to show you the reason why I queried two of them here, so that we can look at it. So the largest ID number is 261. You see 261 right there. See there? And that's how you do it. Alright, so that was just to demonstrate that you can use this min function, max function, sum and average can only be performed on numbers. Alright, there's another one that we are leaving out. There's another one we're leaving out. That is the count. So here, I can take this guy out. I can take this guy out and put count. Now if you put asterisk in there, alright, and say number of sales, like that, you will get number of sales for each item. As a matter of fact, you can put this guy on that too, because you can put this guy on here too. Now watch. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy that and put that on the bottom. Copy. I should have done that instead of deleting that guy out, but and then just to not confuse you, so I demonstrate here that you can do this on any items, okay, any one of them, regardless of the data type. You can put this on the number, on this a string or text type, or a date, or a number. Well, I just mentioned that. So you can use this min max on anything. Alright, on anything. Alright. However, the average and the sum must be performed on numbers. That's all you need to know. For that, I'm just going to take that out. So I'm going to show you here. Here are all the functions. We got min, max, count, sum, average. You see, we got all their functions in here. Alright, for these employees, for the employees in 2011, and this is how you do it. Alright, so you do that. You say, okay, Sheila Wood made 2 sales. The earliest one was this, and the latest one was that date, and the average sale for these two orders, or this. And the total orders for the total sales for these 2 orders are this. See? And that's how you would do it. And that's how you use the aggregate functions. Alright? So the takeaway is you can use the min and max function on any column types, regardless. Alright, and the average and the sum can only perform on numbers only. Alright, so that's how that works. Alright, the min just getting the earliest thing, whatever it is. If it's a string, that means it's a text. A would be the smallest, or the max would be the largest. Alright, and that's pretty much says it. It's not that big, it's not that hard to understand. But I just want to throw that out, that these guys can be performed on anything, all right? Provided, I mean, it's just how you're going to logic your way to getting the information, okay? Just remember that these aggregate functions, you can do without this guy, like so, and then take the group by out, like so. Now this would mean regardless of the employee. Here you can say, well, in 2011 we made 28 set orders. The earliest order was April 16th. The latest order was December 15th in 2001. The average sales for 2001 was this. And then the total sales would be this. This would be an overall for the company revenue. All right. But if you want a detail, you want to, explain a more detail. Well, I want to know which employee made more sales or made sales. When was it and how was it? So you would include the employee. Just like that. All right. Now, you're not limited to do on the employee. You can do on the company. How much the companies order from us, for instance. So this could be a company, this could be a vendor, or whatever there are. So that's how aggregate functions work. All right. And now, if we have more stuff on the MS Access, I would do this, but it performs the same way. All right, you can dump this into SQL, into MS Access, and you will get the same result, provided these guys are in there. All right. You know what? I might just do that. Let me show you how to do that. Should I? I don't want to go too lengthy. I wonder if I can make it real fast. Yeah, let's try that. I'm going to try that. I am going to try that. So let's do access there. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to close that out. I'm going to go to the example folder that I've been doing in helping some of you. Alright, so when I get programs that need help, I just dump them in here and open them up. But let's open this. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, one of these guys. What about that guy? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a link table that we used. Oh, good. How about that? Well, let's get some more stuff. Alright, let's get some more stuff. So, oh, good. What table is this? Oh, wow, I didn't know that. So I gotta remember that. That was a database one. Purchase order. Purchasing. Alright. Let's go find purchase order. Purchasing. So good. Link. And then I'm going to navigate to the link table file. That's in this guy samples right there. Good. Continue. What is it? Oh, SQL login. Okay, gotcha. I'm going to use that. And then scroll down to you know what? I think this one was linked to different things. I'm going to cancel that. Let me make adjustment here. I'm going to make adjustment here. See there? So I want to change this LT out. So that's how I link to my to the SQL Server. So let's go to get the stuff again. Now it should point to different one. There. Windows integrated. Alright, let's see if we can find purchase. Looking for purchase. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, we just need that guy. Oh, and person. And person. Let's go look for person right here. That's good. Those two guys. Okay. I don't even know what you said. I just went ahead. That's a sales order. Yeah, we could do that. Purchase header. There you go. Those are the items that we were looking at in the SQL Server. How about person? There's something person, it didn't bring it in. Let's go do it again. What happened to why it didn't do what we wanted to do? Oops, my bad. To select the wrong one. Server. What's going on? How come it cannot get the? How come the? What's wrong with the people table? Looking for people table. It didn't come in. This guy. What's wrong with it? Am I right? Is that the people? Yeah, person. Reserve air. Okay. We cannot get that guy in there. Why is that? We'll try one more time. One more time. This time I'm going to import instead of link table. If not, then that's I'm not. Yeah. Don't know why, but you know, like I said, access is pretty particular. If it doesn't like you, it doesn't like you. Oh well. But oh, did it come in? Fail. What's going on? Reason could not open. Oh, that's because I got you. You know what? Let me do this. The reason. I don't stand there. I don't stand there. It says that that this guy is being open. It says that this guy is being open. See, could not open the object. Is it because I'm working on it now? All right. So let's see if I can close this out. And as a matter of fact, before I do that, I want to copy that guy. Close that guy and see my notepad, the notepad right there. Now I'm going to close this guy, see if that was the case. I'm going to close that, and I am going to disconnect. Let's see if that helped. Let's see if that helped. Let's try to link it again. That's, yeah. Sometimes, you know, you wonder, but hey, but it put in the it put in the order. We're gonna do one more time. No, same thing. Yep, it didn't matter. But anyways, you could do the same thing, all right, in here. So I got this guy in there. I'm gonna copy that. We're gonna do, just to demonstrate, I'm gonna close that guy, and no, as a matter of fact, I want to delete that guy anyways. So we've got this purchase here. I want to show you that we could do the same in here. All right, and close that. I want to go into a view here, like so, and we're going to take this employee out just because we don't have one. I don't have one. All right, and then and in here, all I'm going to do is add the DBO underscore, and that should just do the trick. All right, and we don't need group by because we don't have an employee. All right, let's see, and that should just be it. Oh, okay, inner join. We don't need inner join because we don't have employee. All right, I think that's that. Let's see if it works. Could not find. DB. Huh. Hold on. Oh, dot here is underscore. Let's see if that works. The input. Well, okay, let's try again. Maybe it didn't like that. I'm gonna pull this guy in there. Now I'm just going to grab this guy, go back to this booger, add that guy in there, add A in there, and then put the where clause in there, like so. There. So that's the same. All right. So if we hop over here, which I already destroy the query, I can come in here. Show you. All right, because I already have that guy in there. Oops, in here. See there? Sometimes you have to think a little ahead of time what you're gonna do. There. All right. So if I did this without the group by, without this guy, that's the same as what we have in the MS Access. You can see there, 28, April 16, December 15, April 15, even 15. You see there, it's all the same. All right, so you can do this right here in here. Whatever you can do in here in SQL, you can do in MS Access 90% of the time. All right, but now how much you want to do this? Okay, yeah, that's easy. For instance, if I do this, how can you use that? I'm gonna save this guy, for example, say query sales by date by year. All right, sales by year, like so, and I'm gonna put this column in the front, and then take this out, and then add year. That will prompt me the year. All right, save. Watch. This is how you would want to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that one. You see the query here? Oh, got you. Delete when I made this, when I select this, I forgot to add it to the aggregate. See there? I forgot to add it to aggregate. Sales in year. Yeah, I forgot to add it to aggregate. So I just come down here behind where clause and say copy this guy, makes it easier. Copy. Now if you wrap around as date, you want to change that to date, make sure your group by right here on the bottom here is the same format as that one. Alright, you cannot just say order date, because that would return all the dates. Alright, but we just want year. You see, you have to wrap that year function. Alright, just remember that. That's a trick that newbies don't understand. Okay, so make sure you do that. Alright, so I'm going to close that out. Now you see, enter year. Let's stay with the 11 here. Watch, and that's how you get it. So that's how you would want to use a query for in MS Access. All right, and you can do that for any year. You just pass in the year. How about 2014? See that? So that's how you query the information. All right. So in a nutshell, yeah, let's recap. Min and max function, aggregate function, can be performed on any data type columns. All right. The average and the sum can only perform on numbers. All right, and I'm not going to tell you what this count is, because that basically just count whatever you query. If you don't have these employees, that means count all the orders for this year. All right, but if you have group by items that you want to group by, meaning count all items for this employee. That's what it means. All right, and that's that. It's nice and simple, nothing to it, just easy to understand. All right, don't make it too complicated. All right, not until you have 5 sub-queries that you need to build, like I have done in the past, and sometimes still do it. All right, depending on what the company wants me to do. So if you have, query within query within query within, then you have to really pay attention to details. All right, but for now that's a simple. All right, and with that you can just use, do that in MS Access for simple application. All right, but that is that. Aggregate functions in MS Access. Happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.